Mrs. Lord Barrister, High Colonel Zhen Huang, Emperor McHugh, CIA, DOD, FBI, Secret Service, FDA, DOH.
Iutenci, Spiritus luce radiante, ignis Draco Solex Celso Filius Opfire. Bradford Musicus Sannocae Sancta Lucifer. Bradford Thomas Iocos, Spiritus Crucing Twin Sonu Vignis.
Where I shot myself in the brain to keep any of these offenses from being afforded in the
Ryutenshi, Spirit Guiding Light, Dragon Son of Fire, Most High Son of Fire, Bradford Masukusa Sanokaji, Dio La Cipher Bradford Tomas McHugh, Spirit Crossing Twin Son of Fire.
Why I am in charge. As many as necessary throughout the month. I need to establish that the currency I'm using is not the espionage treason as established by the Treasury Department.
Okay.
And it will need special management.
Okay.
And I have the documents to prove it.
Okay. What kind of special?
Proper accounting.
Okay.
Are you insured federally?
We are.
Excellent. So that should make it easy.
I'm sorry, can you give me?
I had a budget fixed out over 25 years ago at the house that Jack built. And that called for at least $8,000 a month. And that also didn't account for inflation at all. I've only been getting $800. That's 10% of what I'm supposed to be getting.
They can't do anything about it.
Right, but if I establish in a bank that is federally insured that my currency is not the espionage treason they're using, that's special accounting. And it isn't graded the way the espionage treason is accounted for. I.e., when your money value goes down because people won't repay the debt, causing it to be exponentially less valuable, mine doesn't do that. Mine gets more valuable the more I have, not less. I am establishing that my currency is not the currency as been established by Reaganomics. I do not use espionage and transparency. I have a doctrine to prove honesty, integrity, and I believe that you would have the capability to not only help establish but maintain the value of that currency, and I would like to do that through your bank.
Yeah, Jeanette kind of told me a little bit of you guys doing Social Security as far as getting direct deposit and stuff.
Right.
Are you guys already set up? Are you getting
I'm already
checks right now?
Yes, his money is going to Chase Bank at the moment.
Okay.
But there are no Chase Banks.
Yeah, unfortunately there's not. I think I seen one other ATMs like on San Pedro and Constitution. I think there's one of them.
There are none.
Is it okay if I plug in my treasury?
Yeah, go ahead.
Really appreciate it.
The only thing is that to open the account, we would have to move outside because there's I have to do it through the computer there.
Right.
I wanted to establish with you in a private conversation
that's fine.
the intent and principle.
Yeah, I understand completely where you guys are coming from. Now, the only thing is, are you guys going to be setting up a joint account or just a single account?
Well, for a while anyway, we want it to be a joint account.
Okay.
So that I can
help monitor
yeah.
and maintain.
Okay. That works. Another thing is, do you guys have your Social Security card and IDs with you? Okay,
I have an ID with me. I have 2 forms of federal ID.
Okay.
I have my professional service ID.
Robert, do you have a state issue ID then?
I do.
Yeah. Okay, so we need this. Yeah, this
Those
one.
are state issues.
We actually don't accept to open the accounts. We actually need what it is, a driver's license and a social. Thank you, sir.
Let the record stand, International Bureau of Federal Celestial Divine Court.
This is your the current address right now, the 6205 Antigua Street, Northeast.
No, that's my address. Do you want mailed things to come to me, or do you want them to come to you?
Electronically to both of us.
I can do one electronically, like an email to either or. There's no way for me to send two statements. So we only do the one. If you want it electronically, we'll send it through an email.
Send it to her actually.
Just a paper one then?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just have to meet once a month at the least.
Which is what we do pretty much anyway.
Right.
Okay, so we're gonna use this address for both of you guys then, the 6205 Antigua. That way, there is
Continuity.
Also, who's gonna be primary on the account?
Well, it's his money, so
So it would be my primary.
Okay. You then okay, Mr. Lucy. So you.
I'll only be helping.
Okay. But if you're having access to the account, we have to set you up as a secondary user.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Yeah. If you guys want to go with me outside, we can set it up on the computer out there.
Okay. As far as account management and value establishment, because inflation wouldn't necessarily work the same way. I have a doctrine if you'd like to read it to prove it, but
No, that's fine.
because they keep on refusing to repay their debt, the value of the money exponentially goes down. Mine not being the espionage and treason that they're committing, I would want federal accounting for the value of it not going down the longer run.
Well,
That's something
that we don't have control over. That's bank. I mean, as far as a bank,
And accounting.
well, technically,
well,
not really. I mean, we are a financial institution, and your money is going to be safe here. To the point, whether the bank gets robbed or not, your money's still safe. If currency, for some reason, federal currency happens
Can
to
you
be
measure it in
violated,
something other than United States dollars than when I deposit it?
what do you mean?
Well,
Men's table cue.
United States dollars is currently cents economics.
Yeah, no, okay,
Espionage and treason.
so are you
If I
trying
want to
to
measure it, I don't want to have any association with the espionage and treason that is being committed. So if we can measure it in if we have to silver
No,
or
we
tin
yeah,
and automatic
we don't
investment,
exchange that. No.
there's
There's no way for us to exchange
you
that.
don't do investing.
We do investing, but it's gonna be in dollars anyways.
yeah, you
can
give
invest
them
it
dollars
into,
to
you can
buy.
invest it into any other company if you're trying to invest money, which
Well,
is
I'm not-
in the stock market. Yes, we do have access to doing that.
Setting values is what I'm looking to do, which is what the investment actually is.
Unless you're willing to invest more than $10,000, we don't do it. To be honest with you,
Well, what's $10,000 in espionage and treason versus
I wouldn't
$10
be
of
able to tell you.
honesty?
I mean, that's the thing. I don't know, banks or maybe a credit union can do that for you because they are not federally regulated. They have to do
That's
it.
fraud. That's
Yeah, but
treason.
they don't work by
Let the record
they
stand,
have certain
International Imperial
regulations that
Federal
they
Celestial Divine Court.
access to.
That's fraud.
They don't
Dereliction of duty, conduct on becoming an officer and a citizen.
are-
He is proving that his bank can neither hold the value of the money nor maintain the value of his money. International Imperial Federal Celestial Divine. There's a little discrepancy about what the responsibility for money changer in the bank was.
Yeah, but as far as value, as far as what you're asking for, we cannot provide. That's the bottom line on this one.
You're not going to have any bank be willing to receive your money and
And keep
then.
track of it rather than espionage and treason.
Well, they will keep. No, they will keep track of it.
We have to.
They will
I mean,
absolutely.
you don't have to use espionage.
Said that they wouldn't, though.
If a citizen comes to you with the understanding of what the currency is, you do
No,
as a
no.
federal.
Establishing they don't even know what the value of what they're holding is.
We cannot provide that service
Why not?
because that's something that we just do not do. We have to report.
You're committing fraud.
Right, which is why I want it to be reported differently, because it is not espionage and treason.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Which is your responsibility and accountability, federal.
Boss's boss.
Can we do that? Can we set up a meeting?
He's lying now. He's committing fraud and treason.
This minute.
Because it is not espionage and treason.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Which is your responsibility and accountability, federal.
Boss's boss.
Can we do that? Can we set up a meeting?
He's lying now. He's committing fraud and treason.
This minute.
And International Imperial Federal Celestial Divine
Because
Court.
it's exponential geometry.
Yeah, let me get somebody on the phone, okay? Give me a second.
Maria French.
So you guys are wanting to open a checking account with us, or
Yeah.
what is that you're looking?
Looking to open a checking account with you and establishing accounting properly of currency.
Military tribunal, anybody?
In respect as opposed to espionage and treason through economics. Exponential geometric asymmetric growth.
So what kind of account were you guys opening?
A checking account.
To begin with,
And what are you guys gonna deposit?
depending on the
I'm sorry.
What are we gonna deposit?
The integrity and respect.
How much?
State McHugh.
$50.
Yes,
Cash
we'll open
deposit.
it. We'll open it.
And how are you gonna maintain the account? Like what type of transactions or?
Social Security disability
Okay.
will come in every month.
and then with proper accounting,
See.
that should be exponential through federal law.
Let the record stand, International.
And were you gonna set up a direct deposit, or?
Yeah.
So did you guys wanna go get that started, or?
There was a question about
A question about the value of this money being
Precisely.
degraded by improper accounting, and if we could actually establish a proper accounting of the currency here, as it is a federal bank and it is.
Let the record stand, International Imperial Federal Celestial Divine.
By that, do you mean that
Well, see,
your money would
Every
come?
second that goes by, the dollar's value is actually exponentially dropping because the more espionage and treason you have, the less it's worth. Whereas if you were to put a marker down and say, okay, this $435 is not espionage and treason, it's honesty, integrity, and respect. Its value, just by staying the value that it is, will become exponentially more valuable just by the fact that they're not repaying their debt. In comparison.
And that's what I was trying to explain to you. We can't do that. That's
Lying, fraud, espionage, treason.
Sure.
It's only
your money
insurance.
is federally
Just
insured.
not insurance.
Let the record stand, International Imperial Federal.
It's federally insured. If something happens, you're gonna get what
Guaranteed to get the.
Right.
Yeah, but
you're guaranteed to
what
get
I'm
your
saying
money
though
back.
is if you count it as everyone else's money, what you would be giving me back is actually less than what I'm trying to put into your bank.
Let the record stand, Internet.
Because of what I just explained with the static,
Yes, I understand what you're explaining.
just the
No, I don't think
fact that
you
it
do.
doesn't lose the value that the US currency does
That's
makes it that much more.
How rude you're being by interrupting.
And that's not even counting the fact that it'll continuously be putting more money into it.
The only thing federal here is
Treason.
the insurance, the FDIC.
Treason.
Which is based off of what currency? Sense for
United
economics,
States.
which is espionage and treason.
But
Which isn't insurance at all. It's just they say use it. By definition,
That's the thing.
with the
I
currency.
mean, that's the best.
All you have to do is decide
We
to keep
can't-
We
track.
can't make that decision.
Like,
Yes, you can. You are both now committing fraud and treason. And International Imperial Federal Celestial Divine Court.
has to be over the ability to make that decision.
They-
Otherwise, they
they
can't
can
be
only
federally
Federally
insured.
governed.
Let the record stand, International Imperial Federal
So
Celestial
the
Divine
people
Court.
that I need to talk to are the people who are governing.
Right.
Who are they?
The feds.
See, they don't even know their own government.
Because if you follow it back all the way, it comes down to being the citizen that's responsible for it. If you go to the feds, that's what they'll say.
Let the record stand, International Imperial Federal Celestial Celestial Divine Court.
Yeah. So because then again, it'd be up to you.
Did they tell you that you're not citizens of this country?
No.
Because then they don't have the right to tell you not to.
Let the record stand, International Imperial Federal Celestial Divine Court.
There's no way they can.
Honesty, integrity, and respect just in and of itself is 13 times more valuable than espionage and treason. The fact that people are using espionage and treason and refusing to look at it as espionage and treason makes it worth that much less. The fact that you are continuously using it as a currency is fraud. By definition, understand the standard of all statements. It's sacrilege, it's blasphemy, it's jihad, and it's rape.
Let the record stand, International Imperial Federal Celestial Divine Court.
Well, then we might as well just accept the fact that you're not going to be able to get another account.
And
Because
you
no
got that
bank
from
here-
where, considering what I've already established. And you're speaking for who, considering you refuse to acknowledge what I've already said. Because that's rude.
Let the record stand, International Imperial Federal Celestial Divine Court.
And if you decide to open an account today, I will be that secondary person on it.
Okay.
Let the record stand, International Imperial Federal Celestial Divine Court.
But I am not going to be able to make 800 turn into 8,000.
I could. It would take less than a minute.
I didn't let them live that long.
I'm just telling you what my limitations are.
One second. The international debt went up how much now? That's up. As it was accounted for properly.
Going to chronically be overdrawn in. Because there's no
And International Imperial Federal Celestial Divine Court.
Anything other than espionage and treason is currency.
I use what is accepted in this country.
Because you choose to accept it. Whereas I choose to actually understand the standard of the nation, live it, died for it. Over and over and over and over and over again. While you people just run around committing espionage and treason, collecting. Woohoo! Who cares about the country?
Let the record stand, International Imperial Federal Celestial Divine Court.
Who cares about the fact that currency is espionage and treason? We don't have enough espionage and treason to treat your disease. So that makes a whole lot of sense.
Let the record stand, International Imperial Federal Celestial Divine Court.
Well, like I said, you do the negotiating.
Let the record stand, International Imperial Federal Celestial Divine Court. Why I'm in charge.
I'm gonna go check to see how Serena's doing.
I love you, wife. Thank
Because
you for
my wife
existing.
inspired me to go to the bank and build a proper foundation for a proper life. Because she picked me out of a hospital inpatient room. And then she did this. She fucked my penis numb and then yelled at me for doing a medical examination of the consequences of her actions. So I told her if she's going to practice this sexual and psychological warfare, she should go home. I.e., therefore, establishing I am not her home. She continued to do this.
I said 66.
I'm not allowed in my room anymore.
Okay, I am not going anywhere, okay? This is it, okay. I'm not gonna go in your room. Everything. Okay, yeah, okay. 1 second. apartment B62.
They don't need to know the apartment. They're not coming into the apartment. They're meeting them outside because of the sexual and psychological warfare you've already committed.
No, they won't come in, okay? Seriously.
I'm recording all of this.
Okay, that's fine.
Soul and of G.
Let the record stand. International Imperial Federal Celestial Divine Court. She has already committed sexual and psychological warfare. I am already being how cordial. And let the record stand. International Imperial Federal Celestial Divine Court. Precisely what he came to do. Just did. Why are you lying, Joe? You can really stop calling people and start getting the fuck out.
Okay, I know.
Let the record stand. International Bureau of Federal Celestial Defense.
Then you need everything in your right.
My face is, by the way, cut up with a dagger with a 7-year-old practice.
Call the police. Call the police. I can leave.
Calling the police would not have helped. She is just conspiring against me. As they prove, because they did call the police and forced me to go to the hospital. My face is sliced up with a ranger dagger because of your sexual and psychological warfare.
Yourself, I am really worried about you. You know, you are displaying, actions that are, of concern.
Okay, yes, you've got a magical pussy that secretes some kind of juice that makes people's penises numb. It has nothing to do with your doctor or the coach you're taking. I'm crazy. Hello, magic pussy that's a contestant. And yet she refuses to say it. We can talk about it. You would rather make me the best.
I don't know how to talk about it.
By the way, my penis has been fucking numb at this point, and I am still unable to do medical practices because I'm busy dealing with her Jew-ass bullshit. Jew, meaningless, home-wrecking, warmongering, espionaging, rapist, jihadist, treasonous, traitorous, sycophant, vile waste. From Adam and Eve, to Jesus Christ, to World War I Part 1, to World War I Part 2, to 1987, to 9/11. If you don't know what Jew means now, you're too stupid to be in the position to assess.
Let the record stand. International Imperial Federal Celestial.
Okay,
Okay, all your stuff is out.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to gather my, items.
Human sexual psychological warfare. It's been recorded. Psychological warfare by refusing to leave. The door is open.
This is okay.
This is not okay. Sexual and psychological warfare are Geneva Convention violations. It's meaningless, home-wrecking, warmongering, espionage, rapist, jihadist, treasonous, traitor, sycophant, violates. No.
Okay, wait. This is, I have not done anything.
Meaningless, home-wrecking, warmongering.
I really hope you
Oh,
stop
you got a
this.
big pussy that creates anesthetics that makes my penis numb every time you climax. Because you refuse to talk to me about
I
it.
have a phone and other items. I have my phone down there,
Where's your phone? You're on your phone.
floor.
That's
No,
my phone.
No, the little one right there. Okay.
So who developed the Constitution of the United States? Not the people, right? Okay.
No, they didn't.
So then it's fraudulent and conspiracy.
That's right.
Okay. Got you on record.
This is more of me why I'm in
Okay.
charge.
So there is no civil and constitutional law,
No,
right?
it's a matter of enfranchisement.
So there is no civil and constitutional law, right?
As the country moved forward, there was enfranchisement.
So there's no civil and constitutional
But if
law.
you studied anything other than your own thought patterns,
Oh,
you
because
know
where did I go to
that's how
school?
it happened.
Where did I go to school?
I have no idea where you went
Precisely.
to school.
So there is no civil and constitutional law, is there? According to
Oh,
what you
there
just said.
There is, but we're not talking about whether there is or isn't. We're rather
Yes, we are.
talking about how it was
You can't
created.
even tell me who wrote it.
We're talking about how it was created.
You can't even tell me who wrote it. Who wrote it?
Which portion?
The first sentence. Okay. Now, what does the first sentence establish?
What? What does it establish?
I'm asking you. You refuse to listen to me. What does we the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish?
Nothing.
Let the record stand.
Let the record stand.
What's the problem?
Yeah, for an original regular ID, we need an original birth certificate, social security card, and 2 proofs of residency.
The federal government refusing to recognize federal documents.
I turned an FBI report on this. I don't know how long.
Oh, this is
It's fucking ridiculous.
I got that from the state of Illinois.
That's a photocopy. We need the original document.
That's all they give you in
They
Illinois.
included this file.
It has to be the original one. The only way we can take a photocopy is if it is a stamped,
Is the original.
certified original out of the vital statistics office. So it has to have a stamp on it, and if there's not a stamp on it,
Is no more.
Now, this is what they gave you.
yeah, so we can put on
Federal ID
that.
here.
So I was already suggest if we can give him what we call an alternative ID. Because an alternative ID, you need 2 proofs of identification on the list, as well as 1 proof of residency. He's only got 1 proof of residency.
Home wrecking, war, jihadist, business, trade, sycophant, spot,
2 proofs coming from the same
record stand, internet.
same source. Like this was all utility bills are all considered just one. It would have to be a utility bill with an insurance card, or a utility bill with a bank statement, or a check stub from work, or something other than utility. So he's not still utility. I can't use them. They're both considered just
Both
one.
utility. Okay. So it's a utility bill plus a bank statement.
Or a check stub from work, something like an insurance card. I asked if he had something like a lease or purchase agreement on the home, stuff like that. Okay, and I did get the list of both what he can use. So what I explained to him is what we can do is do an alternative ID if he can come up with 2 proofs of identity off the alternative ID. He has one. It's a documentation from the Social Security Administration that has his social on it. We can use that as one.
Espionage, treason, dereliction of duty, conduct on becoming an officer and a citizen.
The divine
Understand
art
international.
of royal assassination.
Something that has his birthday on it, we can use that as a second proof of identity. So he keeps showing me a application to something, and he's saying that it's a federal ID.
A proof of permanent employment.
It's a federal ID. A federal ID is not something that
This
they
is
allow us
based
to
off the
use.
federal database. They have their own numbers.
But we can't use that, so it's not on our list, so they don't allow us to use it.
Dereliction of duty, conduct on becoming an officer and a citizen. Let the records and international still divine court.
It's not so it's got to be on this list.
And then I also have the state ID.
And that's
And I
the
also have a
alternative
lease
ID.
agreement on my phone,
But if
which
you
I
want
shouldn't have
to
issued.
you have to be the original license and that original
Federal, civil, and constitutional law
Okay.
violation.
Yeah, because that one's a copy, and like I said, I don't doesn't have to go.
Okay. So even though this is what they give you in Illinois, that isn't
That
good
is a
enough.
federal document.
No, no, this.
Precisely.
It's a photocopy, so we couldn't take it.
Okay.
Okay? That's one of the ones we can use with his social on it.
Okay.
So that's one for an alternative. He's got 1 proof of residency with one of the utility bills. That would be proof of residency. All we're lacking is 1 more proof of identity. And the next proof that he brings in has to have the birthday document. Because one of them is required to have the proof of birthday document.
Oh, and that isn't on here? I thought that was on.
No, this is not the social. So that's the social.
Can you use that?
Is it current?
Yeah.
Yes. See, he never showed me this.
I didn't get far enough. You're too busy telling me I didn't have the right information.
Well, you never showed me this.
I didn't get that far. You're
Okay.
too busy telling me I didn't have the right
We can use
information.
this for an alternative ID. If that's
Why don't we get the alternative to
For now.
begin with, and then we can call the
My words
state
have
and ask
meaning.
them to send us.
Yeah,
What now? What does it have to have on it? A stamp from.
it would have to be a
Oh,
stamped
from
certified
the-
original out of the Vital Statistics Office or the actual original version. Not
Yeah, which they don't give us. In Illinois.
Your election of duty, conduct on becoming an officer and a citizen. Let the record stand. International Imperial
in court. Alternative ID than what you have right here. Like I said, okay? This one right here? Okay.
This
All right, so there's that. We're gonna bring it back to the next number 3. Put it down. We're gonna push it in the alternative. So when I call you back, just let them know we're gonna be taking a picture.
Okay. 005 is it?
005 and it'll appear up on the screen.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, that's fine. I understand that. Okay. I just wanted to know that. Did you get a number?
Yes, they said, tell me about citizen.
Oh, yeah? This is more Green Beret, American citizen, American public, master debater. And now for something not exactly similar. This is me compared to them. Can you tell the difference yet?
Voter.
Oh, and why don't I vote? Oh, yeah, that's right, because I refuse to send my responsibility and accountability over to somebody else who has proven over and over again to fail to represent anybody.
They just take their welfare check and, tell us how we should run our government.
I didn't do that. I proved that you don't have one. What does your currency represent?
Nothing.
Precisely.
Exactly.
So you're not a government then, are you?
Yes, I
So
am.
where am I
because
sending my
the
vote if your
does
currency
not make
represents
the
nothing?
The currency does not make the
Answer the question.
It has nothing to do with it.
Answer the question.
I already
If
did.
your currency represents nothing, what are you governing?
What's your name?
You don't govern currency.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
No, you
Let the record
don't.
stand.
Let the record stand.
So what does your currency do then?
It's identification of means of transfer of property.
And what does that represent?
What does it represent?
Yes.
It represents what it represents. There's your question.
So what are you
I just
communing
got
with?
finished telling you
What
what
are you
it
communing
represents.
with?
It represents a means of transfer
And
of
what
property.
establishes its value?
The World Bank.
The World Bank holds value. It doesn't establish its value.
If the World Bank does it, then there's a standard under which that they get the value.
What
establishes its value?
What? A what? Not who. A what establishes its value?
Yes. You just said the World Bank. Are you contradicting yourself again?
This is why I shot myself in the brain rather than afford these
Under the
offenses in my
standard
house.
of the benefit of the world.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay, then what's the national debt?
What is our national debt?
Yeah. And what effect does it have on your currency? I'll drag you through the money. Come on.
Approximately 14.
And what does that have to do with the value of your currency?
What does it mean about my currency?
Yeah. What does it establish of your currency? Or do you not
It
know that
establishes
either?
the fact that
That's
currency
what you went to
can
school for
run
law.
from a positive or a negative aspect.
So the more debt you have, is your currency worth more or less?
What?
With the more debt that you are incurring, because it's your government, is it worth more or less?
Is it worth more or less?
With the more debt that you have. Because it's not my debt.
What intelligence are you refusing to process?
So are you actively then degrading your own culture because you refuse to handle your debt?
I do handle my debt. I vote.
I represent myself. Instead of handing my
You can't
responsibility.
represent yourself.
Yes, I can.
You can't.
There's no
Because
way
you
the
have to
Constitution
represent
that is developed by your businessmen can I say not.
Somebody.
You can't represent yourself. I'm doing
It's
it
civil
right
and
now.
constitutional law. You are afforded the ability to represent yourself in court. If you are allowed to represent yourself in court, you are afforded the ability
So
to
now that
represent
we're in
yourself
Belly
anywhere.
Blow,
Because court is everywhere, school is
More
everywhere, church is
me
everywhere,
versus
God is
them.
everywhere,
Can you tell
love
the difference
is
of which is
everywhere.
what? And you've decided that you don't know where you're going. You're looking on the internet for what now? Shuri Lin? And now you're refusing to answer? I am putting this down as state evidence. Okay, so what are you doing? Where are we going?
We're going to Fountain. We're going to
Right! Let go of me. That's assault.
Yes, right.
That is assault. All more than touch. You took me hostage all day. You took me hostage all day. And now when we're at Play-Doh, you all of a sudden don't know where we're going. You're on your phone. We've got only so much time. I have rent to pay. I have bills to pay. And you're putting all this on the line because you have what to do? International Imperial Court, federal law.
Would you please find Fountain Colorado?
I already did. I know where I'm going. And that's not the bank we need to go to.
I am not going to Denver. I'm going to Fountain. There is
Fountain is not the bank we need to go to. I told you that on the messenger.
There is a Chase Bank branch in
Hurry up.
Fountain. We're going to Fountain.
Hurry up. Hello?
Those who don't recognize civil and constitutional rights, those who don't defend civil and constitutional rights, don't
What are you
deserve
looking up
civil and
now?
constitutional rights. Let the
You are
record
being
stand,
recorded.
International Imperial
I
Federal
don't
Celestial
care.
Divine
Good.
Court.
This is neglect. Dereliction of duty, conduct on becoming an officer and a citizen. International and federal law. That you're not covered by. What do you think the law is? This is FDA proving civil and constitutional law through DEA, meaningless home wrecking, warmongering, espionage, rapist, jihadist, Jesus, traitorous, sycophant, biowaste. Lord Barrister, High Colonel, Jin Huang, Emperor McHugh, DOD, CIA, FBI, FDA, DOH, Secret Service. What do they tell you the law is, I should say? Because cultural fingerprint. So, the record stand, International Imperial Federal Divine Court.
Then ensure that you can get your way back home.
Right.
And when you come back next week for drinks, make sure.
Is there really no answer for establishing
don't have
duty of law?
any medicinal marijuana on you and no paraphernalia. Because you may, in your belief, as long as you're in the state of New Mexico, you are free and clear of any charges. But anybody else who doesn't have a card and it's not their own personal.
But that's like, it's right there on the card that they're allowed to carry this by federal law.
Okay, but the rest of us aren't. So.
Yeah, but that's why I'm carrying it and you're not. Right.
But you're still. It's not.
That's what the point of the license is. I'm allowed to carry up to 8 ounces on my person.
Not only is the law, but the policy.
Now you're saying that I can't. You realize that's civil and constitutional law violations, though, right?
What I'm saying. There's one, there's St. Martin's. They do not allow us to. It's their policy and procedure, as well as the federal government. It's their policy and procedures.
They don't know what they're doing. We have no idea what we're saying. We're too far away from the word and the
That's how you do
practice.
it federally. Once you establish it as a state, you have to acknowledge, you have to cite practice, and then you have to push it through the system, because what it is acknowledging that we don't have the right to do that. Prohibition started there. I mean, if you can't control it with alcohol, what makes you think that you can
Dublin,
control
Dallas,
it
Jewish,
with any other
Catholic, Muslim,
God
Eastern,
made
South,
substance?
True North, Ragnarok,
I mean, it's trying to control God.
philosophy in action.
It's unconstitutional, and technically speaking, it's an infraction of separation of church and state. They're heretical. They're half-assed languages that derive from Latin. In all sorts of ways, it doesn't make sense. So who's telling you that you have to do it? Because since Thundercats and Leftovers, I've been telling them not to push you guys to do that. I love you, family synergy. It's part of the effects that happen. Okay. All right. Well, the thing is that if you want to participate in sacrifice my medical health, you're gonna have to leave it at home. I just checked. I can't even give you
voted how many times your country out of existence and or contracted your country out of existence by aiding and abetting the Syria United States American
That's what I was told. And that's what told you that, Charlie. What needs to happen is standards and practices similar to
meaningless, home-wrecking, warmongering, espionage, outrageous, jihadist, treasonous, traitorous, sycophant.
So that was FDA proving civil and constitutional law through DEA, Jewy-ass, bitch-assness. And now this is, I was on a walk in the park playing a game, and a series of girls decided to harangue me into this situation.
Yeah, precisely. If you started outside, it'd all rot. Where's your culture? Where's your history? Precisely my point. That you're not covered by. What do you think? It's at home.
Where? I thought this was your home.
Yeah, precisely. If you started outside, it'd all rot. Where's your culture? Where's your history? Precisely my point.
Are you being racist?
Do you know what racist means? So, why wouldn't I be?
This motherfucker's racist. I said, he's like, no, racist means, and I'm like, yeah. Well, why wouldn't I be? You racist?
You don't know what racist means either, huh?
Yes, I understand. Okay, so this, I'm sorry, I have to say this. This kid is black.
Technically, no, he's not.
This kid is Mexican.
Are you Imperial Guard? Are you high standing? Are you not in debt? Because this is what makes you black. First right, second right, third right, cultural fingerprint.
No, what makes you black is your skin color and your culture.
That's what I just got finished saying.
The way to properly deal with a Jew is you skin it layer by layer, put in a bathtub of salt water and lemon juice, remove kidneys, liver, and intestines.
I just got finished saying I was. Do you have a language?
Yeah, I do.
What language do you think you're speaking?
Yummy, 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 I got Jewy.
Technically, neither of those are languages.
Yes, they are.
They're heretical.
What happens to a pseudoculture when you remove its ability to remove Jew from itself?
That derive from Latin.
Then you're speaking English, and that's
I'm speaking synergy.
Jew is not Jew. Jew is Jew. Jew is Jew. A Jew is a Jew. Jew is not Jew. CIA, CIA, CIA.
Let the record stand. International Imperial Federal Court.
wow, you like your shorts. You like some shorts. You like some shorts. Another pull in, please.
Remember whose country we're in.
What?
Remember whose country we're in.
It's not yours.
I died and lived for. What did you do for other than commit espionage and treason so far? So far, you've done nothing but commit espionage, treason, sacrilege, and jihad. I didn't call you any of those, and I have recording to prove it. Foreign and domestic, DOD, CIA, FBI, FDA, Department of Health, Secret Service.
Playboy confess.
Sorry, no, Chief. Safe journey, decency, and respect.
Not current,
Civil and
no.
constitutional
I
law in
guess
the
current,
dragon.
but pre-born
If you're going to
confess.
live in my country, you should at least learn the standard. It is. It's more mine than it is yours. 1987, Yale and Harvard failure. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. How many votes have been voted to turn your children into espionage and treason because you refuse to be responsible and accountable for your currency? 1987. You want to be responsible and accountable for the country? Here it is. What is it? Because I already answered the question. I'm waiting for your answer because I asked the question.
What?
If this is your country, what's the currency? Because I already solved this question. 1987, Yale and Harvard failure. Answer. International Imperial Federal Court. Let the record stand.
I'm not done yet.
So are you? This is more Green Beret American citizen, pseudo-United States of record stand. Imperial Federal Court. Let the record stand. I already answered the question. I'm waiting for your answer because I asked the question.
What?
If this is your country, what's the currency? Because I already solved this question. 1987, Yale and Harvard failure. Answer. International Imperial Federal Court. Let the record stand. So are you? This is more Green Beret American citizen, pseudo-United States of America's public satire, great debater stuff. Actively then committing treason by failing to be responsible and accountable for your national debt?
Hey, if you want me to be responsible for my national debt, I'll make sure that Mom takes you off of her Social Security.
It's not hers.
It is.
No, it isn't.
Well, then, she can drop you off of hers and you can get what you're entitled to.
Tell her to. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, you know what will happen. She'd never do it.
So are you failing to answer the question of whether or not you're responsible and accountable for your national debt? I took more responsibility than you did.
You won't be a contributing member of a society.
I already am, actually.
No,
In fact, I'm doing it right now.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
You can keep on just saying, no, I didn't pay for contradiction. I paid for an argument.
Other people put in for Social Security, but when she did nothing.
Bullshit.
Pick up the deck.
So that is why I'm in charge. That is established authority, International Imperial Federal Celestial Divine Law. My authority in court is thus established. Bradford Tomas McHugh, Dio Lucifer, Lord Barrister High Colonel Jin Huang, Senator Confessor Inquisitor Shaolin Vatican Dragon, Ivy League, Cambridge 1910, Oxford Annals, No One No Name, Shaolin Kui Li, School of Original Art.
Let the record stand. International Imperial Federal Celestial Divine Court.